In this video, we'll talk about the dangers of overeating. The danger of overeating, apart from the obvious fact that you'll get fat, is that the foods that people tend to overeat are usually unhealthy. They are largely made up of empty carbohydrates that wouldn't trigger the body's built-in safeguards to stop you from overeating. With the majority of people living not far from supermarkets and fast food restaurants, there's little chance that most people will go hungry. The big challenge is to find healthy and inexpensive foods. When you overeat, it's most likely to be the unhealthiest foods. Think about it. Hardly anyone will overeat or binge feed on bean sprouts or broccoli shoots, wintergreens, or cauliflower. However, sugar and carbohydrates are not the only culprits to overeat. Oftentimes, people tend to overeat meat proteins, which will burden your entire body system, especially your kidneys. The human body is a very complex system that has evolved countless times to protect itself from both internal and external threats. One of these defense systems is cancer protection. Our pancreas produces an enzyme called trypsin. This enzyme has a specific function in our body that is to break down the protective protein covering those defective mutant cells in our bodies. These mutant cells are the only cells that have this type of protection. It stops the white blood cells or immune system from being able to destroy them. When we consume too much meat protein, we use up our supply of trypsin, allowing mutant or cancerous cells to multiply. This is because the secondary job of trypsin is to break down meat protein. It should be noted that protein from plants does not have this effect, as our bodies do not need trypsin to break down vegetable proteins. The average person needs to consume about 35 grams of protein each meal to cater for all the normal internal bodily functions and replace worn muscles, etc. When we consume more than 35 grams of protein, this extra protein will be broken down into sugars, with the main byproducts of ammonia and uric acid going into the bloodstream. Uric acid is the main cause of gout, a very painful arthritic condition that affects a lot of people. The ammonia is responsible for premature aging. It can cause headaches, harms many internal organs, and is suspected of being a catalyst for many types of cancer. Our immune system suffers when we overeat foods that are high in sugar. This includes all processed flour products such as bread, pastries, pasta, most confectionery, and a whole host of other mainly processed foods containing empty carbohydrates. A typical dessert such as a banana split contains as much as 24 teaspoons of refined or table sugar. There are about 8.5 teaspoons of refined table sugar in a Snickers bar, and a 12-ounce bottle of Coke has about 9 teaspoons of refined table sugar. A person's immune system will become paralyzed and unable to function for about 4 to 6 hours if that person consumes 25 teaspoons of refined or table sugar. It's due to the effect it has on the white blood cells. This condition leaves a person exposed to all manner of infection and destroys the body's natural cancer protection. The short-term effects of overeating often includes a feeling of being lethargic and feeling bloated. This is a temporary condition for those who occasionally overeat and is not considered a major health threat, but there are serious health implications for people who habitually overeat or are chronic overeaters. This is because they cause their entire system at all levels to become stressed and inflamed, which is now believed to be a leading or major cause of most of today's chronic medical conditions. Most people are not aware that the average person needs about 1,800 to 2,000 calories each day. Approximately 1,000 of those are used to keep your body going on essential activities. The other 800 calories are used to provide daily activities such as moving and the energy for those daily activities. When you exceed the number of calories you need by overeating, your body stores the extra calories as body fat and your weight increases. If you take careful measurements of your weight, you can see over a period of, say, a week if you are losing, gaining, or maintaining a steady weight. This is a good indication of whether you are overeating or not. 1 pound of body weight is equal to 3,500 calories. So to gain 1 pound of body weight, you need to consume an extra 3,500 calories. And to lose 1 pound of body weight, you need to reduce your intake by 500 or burn up an extra 500 calories every day for a week. If the foods you mainly overeat are cooked in low-quality fats such as vegetable oils, or you mainly eat high carbohydrate and sugary foods, you can get what is known as a sugar rush. The sugar rush results in a high spike in your blood sugar levels, which puts a huge strain on all your internal organs. You will experience a short-term surge in energy levels. You might even experience a crash, feeling fatigue and sluggish after the surge. These types of foods can cause a variety of digestive issues, including bloating and excess gas. Being overweight has complications for your heart and also your joints and ligaments. These can become worn and stressed because when someone is overweight or obese, there's a lot of additional weight or pressure placed on the body. Someone who constantly overeats is likely to become overweight even if they're reasonably active. This extra body weight volume can affect a person's self-esteem or self-image in a negative way. The more you eat, the more weight you gain, and the less confident a person feels about themselves. It's been shown that this can lead to depression, anxiety issues, intimacy, and sexual difficulties, as well as antisocial behavior and an unusual and unnatural attitude to food and eating in general. It's expected that when a person is able to take control of their eating habits and stop overeating, many of these problems will naturally be resolved upon loss of excess weight, so a person can have a much better self-image and improved mental health.